Just outside Bunker Hill in Charlestown, we can find an interesting abandoned house. Feral ghouls infest the area, but you can locate the house by looking for the skeleton couple sitting on the couch out front. Inside, we see a radiated hellscape that once was a home, but now barely resembles anything close to that. More feral ghouls rest inside, ready to pounce on any unsuspecting wastelander that targets the home. The house is virtually destroyed, though remnants of the past fill each room, and we can try to get a sense of who lived here before and what exactly went down. Luckily, we can find holotapes that clear a bit of the mystery up for us. The first of these can be found on the kitchen counter, just past the entryway of the home.
Entry 3, recorded by Research Assistant Peters on February 26, 2077. Time, it's 12:35 hours. Subject's direct radiation exposure level increased to 2 sieverts per 24 hours. Intravenous fluid intake increased to 1 liter. Subject reports localized pain in frontal and parietal lobe, accompanied by severe nausea, with vomiting on average, 3 to 6 instances per 12 hours. Solid food no longer viable by oral intake. Other symptoms include general weakness in limbs, bleeding of gums, severe abdominal cramps, and diarrhea. Dark stool indicates possibility of intestinal bleeding. Shortness of breath also an issue. I will now describe changes in mood, or thought process. I have never in my life felt as horrible as I do right now. The discomfort is almost too much to bear. I often contemplate termination of this trial. But I know it'll only be a few more days before I reach 6 sieverts. Then I can administer the serum. We'll get our contract renewed. The serum will go to the market, and it's going to help people. It's really going to change the way we live. And me, I'll be fine. I'll be fine. Cyclical thoughts. No other developments to report.
The second holotape can be found upstairs on a dresser next to an overdue book.
Entry 6, R.A. Peters. It's March 1st. The subject has reached saturation threshold safely. Taking measurement now. Confirm 6 sieverts. Rapid fluid loss due to fever. Upped IV intake. All previous symptoms are still present. Tissue damage visible on arms, neck and hands. Necrotic sloughing of the skin. Topical and ingested antibiotics applied to control infection. Now injecting first dose of serum sample 42BA7 into bloodstream. No immediate effects observed. Animal trials yielded results in less than...
The third and final holotape is behind an advanced level locked door, and once inside, we are met with a glowing one. After dealing with that, the tape can be found lying on a Blast Radius board game on the couch.
Second dose of sample 42BA7, injected hours ago. No effect. No effect. I contacted the lab to terminate this trial, but I need a doctor. Hang on. What's that? Oh, my teeth. Oh, several teeth dislodged. Feels like necrotic tissue damage throughout oral cavity. Serum is ineffective at toxic levels. Request to terminate trial was... Orders are to remain in quarantine for the duration of the experimental period. I understand. I'm going to die. That's obvious. It's right here. Our failure. If you would, Dr. Roberts, please deliver the following to my family. Mom, Dad, I love you. Yes, I volunteered for this. It sounds crazy, but I believed in it. There'll be nothing left worth burying. Just no way. Oh, no. That's a bit too sentimental. Let me think about it.
There is also a chest here to get some loot before we try to figure out what just happened. It seems Peters, working under Dr. Roberts, underwent some radiation experiments, though unfortunately, she was in a control group, so the serum given to her was a placebo, meaning it wouldn't have any effect on her condition. I've always assumed that the glowing ghoul we meet here was supposed to represent Peters, but other ghouls in similar scenarios are named, and this one is not. Perhaps Peters died, and maybe even one of the skeletons we see out front belongs to the late research assistant. Either way, these tapes paint a grim picture of experiments done before the bombs dropped in the Fallout universe and how little some people cared about others in the process.